All right, Joe Beermaster here. I am with the Homelite 26B blower. This goes for most of their blowers. I'm going to show you two things: how to change the blade and how to change the fix when the cord breaks. Now, this I kind of am in the process of doing this, so I'm going to do the best I can for you to describe what I did. So, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of common sense to figure it out. The beginning part, you take all the bolts out that hold this housing on here. That's on there, and you can see they're all around. And they are taken off with a Torx head. I believe it's a T20 Torx head. And all the screws come apart. I'm going to show you one of these T20s. There's the head there. You take them apart and basically you pry it apart. And then you have the fan. Well, this fan's broke here because we were trying to force it off and it wouldn't move. So what you have to do is basically, I heated it up and it melted the plastic a little, but I tried to turn it. Two of the blades broke. If you're replacing the fan, that's one thing. But you have to replace the fan to get to the cord assembly. So what we did was we took the spark plug out. They recommend you take the spark plug out. And then you turn the fan blade, and when it's at the bottom, you stick a cord in there, the cord itself, and then you spin this nut off. Well, these nuts are on so tight, it didn't work, so I heated it up with a little torch, which is not really a good idea, but that's a little trick. It did melt the blade. The blade's beat anyway, so if you're replacing it, it doesn't matter. What I had to use is an impact gun to get it off. So I stuck a screwdriver in one of these holes here, and then I've used the impact, a 13 millimeter, one of these, and then did it with the impact gun. That's the only way I got it off after I heated it up a little bit. So once that comes off, you can replace it and reverse the process. Take this off. Now if you want to get to the cord, there's 4 T20 holes, screws in there too. I've already loosened them up. Took that off. Slides right up. We're going to flip this over, and now there's 3 more T20s there. And we're going to stick the cord through here, rewrap it, and replace the cord. And there's the broken cord. We're going to pry this out, put a knot, and slide it back in and rewrap it. Alright, tied my knot. I'm going to slide it in here. In there nice and snug. Now I'm going to wrap it and reassemble and see how it goes. I cut the other end from the handle so we could feed it in through here. And then we'll retie that back to the handle once we get it in there. Feed that through. Alright, there it is, fed through. Now we're going to wrap it. This is being done by the one-hand man. Now we're going to feed the other end of the line through here and place it in. Alright, so now I got that on. There's like a sort of a spring thing under here, but you have to pre-spin this black piece to get tension on it. So you want to make sure you have tension. If you don't have the tension, you have to spin this and feed the line around till you get that tension. And that happens by spinning this and then feeding the line in the correct position. So now I'm going to slide the string through here, put the little retainers on it, then reassemble everything. I found you got to leave these retainers a little loose. And I put a little oil in there, otherwise it binds up. Fed through. I'm going to put these retainers back on and tie that end. Alright. Alright, fit it through this end. Tighten our knot on that end. So before I put all these in, I just want to test it. That needs to be a little tighter, so I'm going to take it out and kind of spin it a little bit so it's nice and tight. See, we have a little gap there. Alright, tied the knot. There you go. Bada bing, bada bing. This is all working. Time for reassembly. Get this all assembled back. This blade should be replaced, but I'm just going to put it on for demonstration purposes. Make sure this nut goes on with the blade. And we're going to tighten that up. All right. We're going to stick that rope back in where the spark plug was to stop it from spinning. In this case, I'll just put a screwdriver in that hole. Fed it through the handle here. And I had to drill this hole a little bit bigger because I could not get the rope through, so I drew it a little bit bigger, get that through.